This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. The Democratic presidential ticket continues to focus on battleground states, holding a rally in Michigan before heading to Arizona for events tomorrow.
This comes as former President Donald Trump held a press conference at his Mar-a-Lago home and announced that he has agreed to 3 presidential debates. Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, rallied with auto workers in Detroit Thursday afternoon.
Look, even if you're not a member of a union, you better thank unions. That 5-day work week. You better thank unions for that 8-hour work day. You better thank unions for that vacation time. So I'm here to say thank you.
The United Auto Workers have endorsed Harris and are planning to deploy union members across Michigan to help her win the state.
Now it's our turn to stand up, to speak up, and to show up for them.
Harris has picked up momentum since securing the nomination and naming Governor Walz as her VP choice, drawing thousands to hear her speak during the start of the campaign swing.
Are you worried at all about the size of Harris's crowds?
Oh, give me a break.
Former President Trump says Vice President Harris stole the nomination from President Biden, but he said he's happy to be facing her instead.
I haven't recalibrated strategy at all. It's the same policies, open borders, weak on crime. I think she's worse than Biden.
Trump says he has agreed to go up against Harris in 3 debates, all in September.
The other side has to agree to the terms. They may or may not agree. I don't know if they're going to agree. She hasn't done an interview. She can't do an interview. She's barely competent.
Trump also said the campaign has agreed to have Senator J.D. Vance face off against Governor Walz in a vice presidential debate on CBS. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And Trump says there are still some what he called small details that need to be negotiated for the debates, including what cities they will be in and what kind of audiences will be on hand.
Yeah, but he says those details can be settled very easily. Well, there aren't too many details to be finalized with this week's weather. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is out on the patio. Crisp out there, huh?
A bit, getting close to that. And the details, all you need to know, chilly and breezy. Those are the 2 things you need to know. Probably should come up with a 3rd one. Perfect weather there because it's the 3 things you need to know, and you're tuned in Channel 3. 71 for a high temperature. That's all we're going to do on Friday. 10 degrees below normal, 8 degrees below normal on Saturday at 73. My Facebook, though, is quite plentiful with very positive comments about these temperatures. We should be near 80 degrees, but it will be a bit on the chilly side. On Sunday, we'll warm up a little bit more. We'll get back up to 77 degrees. We're at 74 right now, 77 to the west in Lone Rock, 74 to the north up in Juneau County, and 76 to the south in Monroe. A tad cooler than forecasted because we can't get these clouds to clear out, and those clouds are keeping some of that sun from warming us up. But again, very comfortable across the area. 74, 75, 76, a 73 to the southeast over portions of the McFarland area and over towards the Stoughton area. So a cool day across southern Wisconsin. Somebody had mentioned on Facebook, too, on my personal post about how nice the temperatures are going to be. It's a bit humid. It is, a touch. The dew point is 64, just a little creeping in of the muggy factor, but that's going to go away very quickly, folks. And our patio forecast tonight, maybe we should just do the rest of the shows out here for the rest of the evening. Temperature sipping down through the 60s. We're going to have a low temperature tonight in the lower 50s, so you might actually want to shut the windows. But when will you maybe consider turning the AC back on, and when are those rain chances going to come back? We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, Alex, thanks very much. We have continuing coverage today on the many issues regarding child care in Wisconsin and the Madison area.
With family-owned daycares shutting down in the state, our Merrill Hubbard spoke with city officials to learn more about the systemic causes behind the child care crisis. Merrill?
Yeah, Brady and Susan, when we talk about childcare costs, we're talking about the amount of money needed for tuition to keep a child in daycare. These rates have been steadily rising over the years, where many families are finding it harder and harder to afford childcare. The average cost of childcare in the city of Madison is about $400 to $500 per infant per week. But after talking to local daycare, city officials and parents, they say the price for daycare is just the sticker number for a multifaceted issue that involves limited funding, a lack of government involvement, and inequitable regulations between daycare and school district operations.
So when you're working in an infant room, it can be 1 adult to 4 infants, which is why the cost for infants is generally higher, because you need more adults to care for more infants. And so school districts don't have to operate under those same regulations. They can operate a 4K program. They can operate childcare programs without a license.
City officials tell me that we will likely see more family-owned daycares closing as government funding from COVID runs out, and because they don't have enough money to sustain their expenses for certification, care, and facilities. Coming up at 5, we're going to take a closer look at the challenges daycares face and how subsequently a lot of responsibilities fall on mothers when families cannot afford childcare.
Thank you, Meryl. What was left of a red Pontiac Grand Prix was pulled from the Wisconsin River near the Lone Rock Bridge Wednesday afternoon. The Richland County Sheriff's Office says it was able to locate its owner. Check it out. And it says the car was stolen in Monroe County in 1990. They say the investigation will continue to determine how the vehicle ended up in the Wisconsin River, but at this point there are no suspicious items that were located in the car, and there's no evidence to believe that any occupants were injured. Caring for your family pet can sometimes rival the cost of human care.
That's true, but now a local pet rescue group is helping families in need for free. Tanisha Shaw is at Underdog Pet Rescue, showing the ways the group can help.
Prices at the vet can get expensive. A Madison organization is helping fight the cost at the clinic.
Dane County's Underdog Pet Rescue is helping families in need take care of their furry friends. The program started back in 2022 through a partnership with a national organization, Street Dog Coalition.
People who just weren't able to afford care for animals. So they were coming and knocking on our door and needing us to try to help their animal, whether it was like a serious, like my pet won't survive if you don't help us, or if it was an ear infection that turned really bad that if we could have addressed it 3 months ago, the animal wouldn't have been suffering.
The next clinic is August 28 at its new location. That's on the city's east side near Flom Road. Reporting in Madison, Tanisha Shaw.
Tanisha, thank you. Underdog Pet Rescue says they're accepting donations and volunteer opportunities are also available.
And we'll have more information on channel3000.com. Well, a somber day in Maui as residents mark the 1-year anniversary of a deadly fire.
And Hurricane Debbie continues to menace the East Coast, the impact it's having, and where it is now when Live at 4 continues.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Everyone knows kids are messy, especially in the summertime. Back to school. Your home isn't clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Get an 11% rebate on your entire roofing project at Menards. Owens Corning architectural shingles are designed to offer long-lasting performance while providing ultimate protection with up to a 130 miles per hour wind and a limited lifetime warranty. Choose from over 40 options designed to help protect your home for years to come. Get an 11% rebate on all Owens Corning shingles right now at Menards, America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction.
Save big money at Menards.
GA, the advanced form of dry age-related macular degeneration, can irreversibly damage your vision. It can progress faster than you think. When GA threatens your eyes, take a stand. Slow GA with Syfovre. Syfovre is an eye injection that was proven to slow damaging lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only FDA-approved treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness. Syfovre can cause serious side effects such as eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Every moment counts. Act now to slow GA with Syfovre. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Tropical storm Debbie is bringing a new round of heavy rain and flooding to the East Coast.
A slow-moving storm moved inland again from off the coast of South Carolina. The storm made landfall this morning near Charleston, raising more concerns of flash flooding in Columbia. Now, officials expressed relief the storm shifted north a bit. That saved them from even more rain and high winds.
We dodged a bullet, to be honest with you, but I think we were really prepared for the worst, and we ended up in the best situation we could.
Officials say a suspected tornado killed at least one person in North Carolina and damaged multiple homes. The storm is expected to make its way up to the northeast by the weekend.
Debbie is not over yet, and Alex has a look at where the storm is right now.
Yeah, Susan, we've been tracking Debbie for days. Even though we're here in Wisconsin, we are trained as meteorologists also to know a thing or two about tropical weather systems. And now that Debbie has moved inland, and as I've been mentioning for the past couple of days, when a hurricane or a tropical system moves inland, the winds go down, but you have the heavy rainfall and the threat for tornadoes, which we just saw. These bands, these feeder bands coming off the Atlantic Ocean, which is warm and humid, are moving over the state of North Carolina. There's the center between Charlotte and Raleigh and North Carolina. And as these feeder bands move up the Appalachian Mountains actually give those showers and thunderstorms enhanced lift. It's called orographic lift. And that can actually increase the rainfall rates, producing the flash flooding that we're seeing across that part of the country. Well, now we're high and dry now and quiet, and I think a lot of southern Wisconsin enjoying the peaceful weather that we have. 74 in Madison, 77 in Lone Rock, and 75 in Janesville. The warm spot, Boscobel, you're the winner right now that I can see at 79. We had clouds today, and those clouds have held the temperatures down just a degree or two from that forecast of 78. Probably no complaints. Southern Wisconsin, it's a beautiful evening, and it's going to be a beautiful evening going into the overnight. Well, as temperatures go down to near 60 by midnight, we'll have low temperatures 53, so you might want to consider shutting the windows tonight if that's a bit too chilly for you. Speaking of chilly, relatively speaking, 71 Friday, that's all we're going to do. 73 Saturday, that's all we're going to do. That's about 10 degrees below normal. Then we go up to 77, a little closer to average, right around 80 degrees. We should be having the dog days of summer start moving in now. That's when we're in the low to mid 80s, sultry weather, lows in the upper 60s, muggy, storm or two. And this is a taste of spring, if not fall-like weather. And when you add the winds that we're expecting out there, gusting at times upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour, might even need a light jacket at times Friday going on into Saturday. Look at Saturday morning, wind gusts potentially between 25 and 30 miles per hour. Eventually those winds will ease down as we move further into Saturday, and Sunday's not looking like a windy day. But marching out here into the rest of the forecast, want to keep an eye on this. The Climate Prediction Center still bringing better than normal chances of water to the northern portion of the United States. Dry weather building into the southern United States. We call that a ridge. And on the peripheral of that ridge, on the peripheral of the warm air, is where we get those showers and thunderstorms. Here's another term for you. We did orographic lift. How about the ring of fire? Brady, we were talking about this last night on our sister station, Fox 47. That ring of fire is where you have those showers and storms, and we'll be on the northern peripheral of that too. So as temperatures warm on up, the rain chances will slowly start to increase as we go out early to mid next week. Further on the 10-day forecast, here we go. Notice the shower and storm chances by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday creeping up there because we'll be on the northern part of that ridge. Now, photos. You know I love my photos. I don't know how many times I've said that this year, how I enjoy showing these photos. But get your phone out, scan that QR code, just like Carolina did from Spring Green, showing this beautiful sunset. All you got to do is scan the QR code, and we can get your photos like Carolina on air.
I want everyone to know Alex asked me what the Ring of Fire was. I said the 1963 #1 hit by Johnny Cash. Of course.
Duh.
It's also a weather term, I guess. All right, thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
Well, somber commemorations are being held in Maui today to mark a full year since one of the deadliest wildfires in U.S. history ripped through the island.
The disaster killed at least 102 people and destroyed a large number of homes and businesses. A year later, thousands of residents struggle with grieving the losses of loved ones and generational homes. They've endured months of instability, switching hotel rooms, schools, and jobs. More than 1,500 families have left Maui, forced to start over thousands of miles from home, and many are just beginning to confront their grief. Glenn and Lihu lost their home of 23 years.
How difficult has the last year been for you?
Having so much courage, trying to be focused. You know, we've got some good days, some bad days.
Insurance and a federal loan will help cover the cost to rebuild, but with a construction shortage, it's been difficult to even get the blueprints required for a building permit. The survivors of the fires have reached a $4 billion settlement with several co-defendants, including the state of Hawaii. It's unclear how much each survivor is entitled to, and it could be years before they see any of that money. Record numbers of Americans are hitting retirement age this year, and millions of them will start using Medicare. A new report from Fidelity reveals a 65-year-old retiring this year can expect to spend on average $165,000 for health care and medical expenses throughout retirement. That number has more than doubled since 2002, and those expenses include premiums for Medicare Parts A and B, prescriptions, and other costs like co-pays and deductibles.
The number is expected to go up about 5% every year, so people who are currently working need to plan for these expenses now.
If your employer offers it, enroll in a high-deductible health plan paired with a tax-free health savings account. If you leave your job, you can take your HSA with you and even use it for decades in the future. If you don't have access to those plans, consider creating a separate investment account reserved just for health care.
A new sport makes its Olympic debut tomorrow, and it's called breaking. Well, if this looks familiar to you, yeah, you may know it as breakdancing. These moves have come a long way from the streets to the Paris stage. 29-year-old Jeffrey Louis, known as B-Boy Jeffro, is one of 4 athletes representing Team USA in France. Unlike other Olympic events scoring, there are no points in breaking. It's all comparative.
There's musicality, execution, vocabulary, technique, and originality. After you do your round, the bar moves. Who was more musical? And then technical. Who was more technical? Who had more vocabulary? Who had more of an original approach or style?
And get it while it's hot. The International Olympic Committee says breaking will not return for the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles to allow sports like baseball and softball to rotate in.
I've been looking forward to this the entire Olympics because there's so much about it I don't know.
It's amazing how they can break without breaking a bone.
Yeah. Right. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, next, what to do this weekend?
Our Josh Spreiter says there are a lot of things going on to keep everyone happy, and he has the list when Live at 4 continues.
Nobody wants to put a new roof over their head. It's too expensive. And if they can extend the life of that roof and get 5 more years or 10 more years, it's a no-brainer.
What RoofMax does is it helps people in that they don't have to spend that $15,000, $20,000 on a new roof. They can spend pennies on the dollar.
The RoofMax product was a small percentage of cost of replacing a roof.
This is a great financial decision for us as a community.
At
At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find bicycle store quality electric e-bikes from Trek, Electra, Felt, Giant, and more. Trek offers the best-selling e-bike in America, Trek Verve Plus, under $2,500. At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find fat e-bikes, mountain e-bikes, road e-bikes, bike path e-bikes, and more. Free services included. The place to shop for your new e-bike is Machinery Row Bicycles, the most beautiful bicycle store in the world.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
This is America's border czar, and she's failed us. Under Harris, over 10 million illegally here. 250,000 Americans dead from fentanyl. Brutal migrant crimes. And ISIS now here.
Do you have any plans to visit the border? You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Kamala Harris failed. Weak, dangerously liberal.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint.
I'm Phil, saving you big time money on healthy, natural foods.
32-ounce Bragg's apple cider vinegar, just $4.99. Or 10-ounce Boulder Canyon chips, just $3.99.
Hot prices on natural foods.
Apple cider vinegar, $4.99. Or chips, $3.99.
Hi, caramba, healthy eating and save money. Better products, better prices, better service, because we're employee-owned.
It's Woodman's.
You're all looking for something new.
New?
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 or Z Fold 6 on us.
I usually just try out a new look, but that sounds lit.
I heard their cameras have new Galaxy AI features.
Have what?
Galaxy AI.
Gonna get one now.
I'm fine.
New and current customers get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 or Z Fold 6 on us. US Cellular, built for us.
Well, we made it to Thursday afternoon.
Friday Eve, we're almost there.
So close. Well, that means everybody is working for the weekend in the 608.
Josh Spreiter has a look at some of the events for your family across southern Wisconsin.
I have 3 things for you to do this weekend, and the first one, a big return for a landmark event in Madison. I'm talking about Ride the Drive, happening Sunday from 10 to 2. This is when select downtown area streets and parks come alive with the spirit of community. Ride the Drive is a free event promoting the use of alternative transportation with miles of open streets. By threading the route through 6 key Madison parks, organizers aim to connect to the community, encourage outdoor activity, and foster a deeper appreciation for these green spaces. Each of the 6 park hubs offers activities for all ages, food, and entertainment. On Saturday, it is Aviation and Autos at the Middleton Airport. This is their 4th annual event, happening from 10 to 2. $30 will be charged at the gate to those participating in the car show, but the event is free for spectators. There will be a silent auction, a DJ, 50-50 raffle, and prizes for winners of car classes. All proceeds benefit Cars Curing Kids. And finally, how about a Fish Fry Friday? This is happening with a view at Devil's Lake State Park. From 4:30 to 6:30, you can find either battered or baked cod while it lasts at the north entrance of Devil's Lake by the Chateau. Prices are $15 for a 2-piece or $17 for a 3-piece. It is cash only. Remember, we are your home for what's happening in this 608. You can go to our section of channel3000.com. You can also click on the community calendar in partnership with Madison Magazine. In the 608, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
All right, Josh, thank you. Something for everybody this weekend.
The fish fry caught my eye.
See, that we were destined to be friends. Coming up, how a Madison woman is defying all odds in her fight against cancer.
And SSM Health is sharing a national recognition for one of its buildings. When it comes to sustainability and improving quality of life, you could say it's doing well. We'll explain what that means when Live at 4 continues.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smoking hot discount. We're all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the backpack that the kids really, really want, The sneakers that make PE class the most awesome, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Get the first day look they want and save up to 70% off on everything for back to school. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
The Sun Prairie Sweet Corn Festival runs August 14th through the 18th. The famous 80 tons of steamed corn, rolled in butter and lightly salted, is served Saturday and Sunday only. Visit sunprairiecornfest.com for complete details and hotel discounts.
It's Empire Today's half price sale. Get half price on select styles of fully installed carpet or flooring, plus pay no interest for 12 months. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
I'm the proud son of a single mom.
My mom worked nights to provide for us.
My mom worked 80 hours a week.
But Eric Hovde thinks if you have a single mom, you're going to be poor or a drug addict?
That is a direct path to a life of poverty. It leads to higher drug rates.
That just shows Eric Hovde is ignorant.
Come on, I'm successful today because of my mom.
I learned my work ethic from my mom, my single mom.
What is wrong with this guy?
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Let's take a look outside on this Thursday afternoon. Boy, great day to go biking.
Oh, for sure. They're having a wonderful day out on the trail. Almost chilly. Can you believe that?
Some people will love that, and other people are not ready for it. But if you're one of those people, don't worry, right, Alex? Because there's a lot more summer ahead of us.
Oh, sure, yeah. We've got summer all the way into September, and sometimes we can get up or above 90 degrees, and when you get out into October, it isn't over yet. In fact, when we get this chilly, it makes me think the fact that we have this cold air around, and as warm air moves back in, we're probably going to still see an active weather pattern as we head further into August, going on into September. Even in a normal year, this year has been anything but normal, we have a tendency to get another late season severe weather season later August and September, so that's probably coming back too. But speaking of the cool temperatures, Friday and Saturday, 71 and 73, that does feel a touch fall-like compared to what we're relatively used to, it being a warm and a muggy summer. And believe it or not, Susan and Brady, when I stepped out here, now we have birds out here in the patio. These are birds flying overhead. Geese. I thought I heard them yesterday too, but I just heard them. If that isn't a sign of cooler weather moving in, I don't know what else is as you start to think heading towards the fall time. All right, temperature, we've warmed up to 76 here in Madison, 77 to the west in Lone Rock, 74 in Juneau County, and 75 to the south in Rock County, in Janesville and our friends down towards Beloit. 75, 76, mid to upper 70s across Dane County. We've got a dew point now that's dropped to 63. Just a touch of humidity. Remember, when it's above 60, you feel just a little bit of that mugginess that's out ahead of this cold front. But look at the winds, and the winds are starting to pick up out here with our trees. North-northwest at 12 miles per hour. Coming up in Maine weather, we're going to have this cooler weather to deal with, but also strong winds, or I should say gusty winds. How gusty will they be? I'll let you know coming up.
Thank you, Alex. Universities of Wisconsin President Jay Rothman appeared before a legislative council today, considering the future of the system.
It is the second meeting of the committee so far, looking at what taxpayers are getting out of the $1.3 billion spent annually on UW colleges and universities. As state campuses see major challenges, Rothman pointed to the state being 43rd in the nation in public funding for higher education. He says he hopes to build build trust with lawmakers that an investment in the UW system is an investment in the state moving forward.
I mean, we are here as the Universities of Wisconsin to serve the state of Wisconsin. These investments are not for the Universities of Wisconsin. They are focused on trying to help Wisconsin become better and be the great state that it is.
The committee is tasked with finding a way for the UW to deal with challenges in demographics and finances. They're expected to have suggestions to lawmakers sometime next year. Well, pancreatic cancer is one of the deadliest cancers because it's often not caught until it's already spread throughout the body.
One Madison woman defied the odds and is now telling her story. Ellie LaLiberte joins us in the studio with her journey. Ellie.
Meet Charlie Fulton. She's a Madison resident, an avid quilter, a hiker, and she's also a survivor.
When I got the diagnosis, I made an appointment with a lawyer to update my will.
Charlie Fulton was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2021, a disease with a 5-year survival rate of just 13%.
I was very, very angry. I felt like, how could my body betray me by trying to kill me like this?
Charlie herself didn't know any survivors.
I can't even describe how terrible it was.
Pancreatic cancer is one of the most deadly kinds of cancer. That's because it's often not caught early on and spreads throughout the body.
It can risk the function of those organs. So it can cause symptoms like in the lungs, can cause shortness of breath.
Jeremy Kratz is an assistant professor at UW-Madison's Carbone Cancer Center.
Things like surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy all are successful at preventing the cancer from spreading or metastasizing, but that requires us to detect it early.
Some early warning signs include yellowing behind the eyes, dark urine, abdominal pain, and weight loss.
I had actually been sick for about a month. And my sister persuaded me that I needed to go to the doctor because it wasn't getting any better.
But her journey doesn't end there.
Not only did you not kill me, but you're not going to ruin my hiking life either.
She has hiked and blogged thousands of miles of hiking since she's become cancer-free.
When I look back on them, I can remember all of those days because I wrote it down.
Now she's taking steps to spread awareness, to promote more research.
There should be 90% of us still live alive at 5 years. And it shouldn't just be me.
Charlie is not done raising awareness about pancreatic cancer. This Sunday, she will speak at a fundraiser with the UW-Madison Carbone Cancer Center. The goal is to raise $2,000 to put towards research during the annual Roll and Stroll event.
I love her fighting spirit. That is so important when you're fighting something like that. What an inspiration, Ellie. Thank you so much, and continued good health, Charlie. Thank you for sharing your story. Stocks made a big rebound today as recession concerns ease a little bit. The Dow Industrials gained 683 points. The NASDAQ was up 464. The S&P gained almost 192 points. Well, have you ever seen a building and said, that's built pretty well? This next one certainly fits that description.
SSM Health is sharing a major achievement that's a first for health systems in Wisconsin. We're checking out one of its locations that is getting nationally recognized for how its sustainable structure is enhancing patient experience. You could say it's doing a well of a job. Most places are just piles of bricks. Nurse practitioner Sarah Stewart says where she works, they aim to be more than that for the patients who come here.
So they spend a lot of time here, and with the way this campus is, we have windows across that look out over the lake and over beautiful areas of Madison, and it gives patients a distraction.
That's intentional. Even before crews laid the first brick at SSM Health's South Madison campus on Fish Hatchery Road, a lot of thought went into the design.
Better air quality, better water quality, a focus on employee mental health.
Those are just a few of the goals designers kept in mind when planning this facility, which led to this major honor. The South Madison campus just received the WELL certification at the gold level by the International Well Building Institute, making it Wisconsin's first well building certified healthcare project, as well as the largest healthcare project in the United States.
Very excited just because it was years of work.
So, what does a WELL certification even mean? It basically measures how a building affects human health and well-being. It's based on 10 categories of building performance, like air, water, light, building materials, and more.
I think it means that our facilities reflect our values. So we are focused on stewardship and sustainability.
It's not just about nature and offsetting a carbon footprint.
One of the WELL building standard concepts is nutrition. So what we've done at our cafe is we have created some healthy grab-and-go options with nutritional transparency.
Prochaska, who oversaw this project, says every window, solar panel, and this walking path, they all help employees and patients here.
Some studies have said that we spend 90% of our time indoors. So we want to create the best possible built environment to really enhance wellness and the experience in our facilities through the application of the WELL Building program.
Inside, there's an in-house cafe, open workspaces, and a lot of natural light. Stewart says these elements of design help improve morale for the staff and also help ease patients' anxieties, which can help them in their healing.
I feel like our patients feel more at home when they're in the treatment areas.
It's not always fun to go to the hospital.
What we're trying to do is make that patient experience as enjoyable as possible.
And it all starts with the bricks that lay a better foundation for patients.
We're having uncomfortable conversations, and so the most comfortable setting we can have those in is important.
SSM Health is currently working to achieve additional WELL building certification on several other facilities, including the SSM Health Medical Group location in Beaver Dam and the SSM Health Outpatient Center currently being built in Sun Prairie. All those things help.
Well, exactly. When you go to a clinic, that really matters. It kind of calms you down when you're in a pretty space like that.
Yeah.
As Alex said, well done. Well done on your well story. Well, only a few precious weeks before school starts.
Next, how to make sure your kids have the necessary vaccines to keep them healthy.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sonobello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sonobello's biggest sale of the year. Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Pause. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon Pause. It's good medicine.
We are Dane County. We are Madison, McFarland, Sun Prairie. We are Wanakee, Stoughton, Middleton, Deerfield, and everywhere in between. We are committed to being unique in supporting the value when families share the memories of family and friends at the loss of a loved one. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service, More than just a funeral home, we are the people you know and trust to help families before, during, and after the loss of a loved one. Learn more at crestfuneralservice.com.
New at 5, why are so many daycares in Wisconsin shutting their doors? We'll dig into the reasons behind those closures and the uphill battle that parents face finding quality childcare.
Almost chilly-like temperatures Friday going into Saturday with highs only in the lower 70s, and it will feature breezy conditions too. Just how strong the winds will be, I'll tell you at 5.
And ahead at 6, the very latest on a violent robbery that left a 69-year-old woman with a broken arm. Hear from the victim's family. That's tonight at 6.
Welcome back. Federal health officials are getting the word out that as kids head back to school in a couple of weeks, it is critical they get their routine vaccinations.
Yeah, that's so they're protected against diseases like measles and other things. Bradley Blackburn has more.
Parents like Erica Grand Prix want what's best for their kids.
We are our little ones' only defense against everything in the world, right? Introduction to everything good and protection against anything dangerous.
So hearing about cases of measles in her home state of Minnesota is a concern.
The talk about it, I've read it in the news over the last few years. Every time you're like, really? I thought this was gone. I thought this was something of the past.
There have been more than 200 cases of measles reported in 27 jurisdictions this year, more than triple the number of cases reported last year. Most are among children under 5 years old who were not vaccinated or their vaccination status is unknown.
We are seeing more cases of measles, and that is because measles is very contagious. It's one of the most contagious viruses that are out there, but we have a way to protect ourselves, and we want to make sure everyone is getting their vaccination.
New CDC data shows among children born from 1994 through 2023, about 500 million cases of illness, 32 million hospitalizations, and 1,129,000 deaths will have been prevented through routine childhood vaccinations.
I'm traveling around the country reminding folks ahead of going back to school, make sure your kiddos are up to date on their measles vaccine as well as polio and others. It's our best defense against some of these serious illnesses.
CDC Director Dr. Mandy Cohen says while we did see some children fall behind on vaccinations during the pandemic, they are now catching up. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Earlier this year, a CBS News investigation identified at least 8,500 schools where measles vaccination rates among kindergartners are below the 95% threshold that the CDC identifies as crucial for protecting a community from measles.
Still to come on Live at 4, the latest Marquette Law School poll shows a tight race in Wisconsin between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
We'll break down the latest numbers with the director of the poll, Charles Franklin, when Live at 4 continues.
Welcome into Buzzed Into Madison. Look at this beautiful Capitol Square behind us. We are here for one of Madison's most favorite and loved summertime traditions. It's been going on since 1984, believe it or not. Mr. Matt Coupland is here because we're doing Midwest Financial Group's Money Minute. So, all right, how about you be the conductor, like we'll see tonight, and let's think of your clients as the musicians. So as the conductor, you're really leading the whole musical everything.
Yeah, we've got to be the one pulling everything together, right? You've got to make some things louder, some things softer, and keep the tempo, keep the plan going. The sheet music is kind of like the financial plan, and we're making sure it goes off without a hitch.
I like that. You know, the musicians always have their eye on the conductor. They're looking at the music, they're looking at the conductor, looking down, looking up. You are the steadfast one. You have the pulse on the music, AKA the financial plan, and you're gonna have to pivot. You're gonna have to speed things up or say, you know what, we gotta just hold it right here. Let's hang on that note.
I think we know the noise, the sound that we want to make, and we have to pull that out of our clients the way you have to pull it out of a musician. And sometimes, like I said, it takes members of our team working together to do that with our clients, to make that beautiful music, but we really enjoy it.
Do you want some beautiful music in your life, AKA maybe a more successful financial plan, give Matt and his team a call, because believe me, there's going to be 20,000 people down here tonight. People like beautiful music, right?
Yes, they do.
So give them a call. For Buzzed Into Madison, I'm Emmy Fink. He's Matt Copeland, and
You're at Concerts in the Square, and you're buzzed into Madison.
look at you.
Does our foam insulation work? Listen to this.
The power in the neighborhood was out for 2 days in 95-degree weather. My thermostat only went up 3 degrees, and that's even with letting the dog in and out. It was very comfortable here.
And her savings were more than the insulation costs.
If you want to save money on your power bills, get USA Insulation. It makes a huge difference.
USA Insulation.
We've all seen these ads by Senator Baldwin attacking me. She's lying to you. But that's what career politicians do when they get in trouble. The truth? I was born and live in Wisconsin. I've never run a nursing home, and of course I believe seniors should vote. The false attacks are going to keep coming because she has nothing to run on. Her record has failed us on inflation, the border, and crime. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message for this reason. It's time for change.
There we are in Pittsburgh. 83 degrees there. That's a beautiful view.
Isn't that a pretty shot?
Yeah.
It's a great city.
Alrighty. Well, the results of the latest Marquette Law School poll are out. With 88 days to go, just 88 to go until the November election.
Charles Franklin is the director of the Marquette Law School poll. This is the first poll since June and the first since Vice President Kamala Harris joined the top of the Democratic ticket. Good to see you, Charles.
Good to be here.
So, no surprise, it's tight here in swing state Wisconsin. What's the headline from this poll?
Tight. Trump is ahead by 1 point with registered voters, 50 to 49, but with likely voters, she's ahead 50 to 49. She's up by 2 if you add in the third-party candidates. So it's a very tight race. I think the way to think about it is back to a close race. When we asked if Biden had stayed in, who would you vote for? Trump leads him by 4 or 5 points. And so Harris to be even or a shade up is about a 5 or even a 6-point improvement over where Biden would be at this point.
And isn't it interesting to think, what was it just 3 weeks ago that this all changed? So do people feel like Biden stepping down, was that the right choice then?
Overwhelmingly they do. 79% overall say it was the right decision. It's a little higher than that, 83 or 4 among Democrats.
And what about enthusiasm among Democrats for this ticket?
Enthusiasm has shot up by 20 points among Democrats compared to where it was in June. Republicans had a big enthusiasm advantage all through the winter and spring and June. But now Democratic enthusiasm almost matches Republican enthusiasm, and the state as a whole is now very close to the level that we were in 2020 in this same time period.
And I want to ask quick, I don't know if the poll encompasses this, but Governor Walz in Minnesota, I'm from Minnesota, and he does have a lot of momentum with progressives. In the state of Minnesota, he's not exactly popular in all the rural areas, a lot of criticism for Black Lives Matter and then handling of COVID. So if he's the pick to appeal to the Midwest voter who might be middle of the road, how does he do that when he maybe can't do that in his state?
I think that's the thing that we have to watch develop. You've got to appreciate that over 60% of respondents say they don't know enough about him to even have an opinion. And so Minnesotans know him, of course, and maybe Western Wisconsin, where they're partly in the Minnesota TV markets. But I think the picture of him that the Democrats are talking about as an appeal to blue-collar folks in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania is running up against the Republican criticism of him as being an ultra-progressive, ultra-left. Now, he's not ultra, and he's not just a blue-collar guy, but how the two parties struggle over defining him and his image, I think, is the big contest over the next 2 weeks to the Democratic convention. And then in the convention, Democrats will certainly try to paint a picture that they want of him.
And on the Republican side, what did the poll show about former President Trump's pick, J.D. Vance?
Yeah. Overall, he's not terribly popular, but that's because in part 25% don't know enough about him to have an opinion. His net favorability, favorable versus unfavorable, is the same negative 10 points as Trump's is, 10 points more unfavorable than favorable. But among Republicans, 75% say he's an excellent or good choice.
Yeah, well, there's another very consequential race for Wisconsin, Senator Baldwin versus Eric Hovde. What are we seeing with that?
That one's been very consistent. She's up by either 7 or 5 points, again, depending on how you ask the question. That's been a steady mid-single digit, maybe slightly above 5-point lead. Hovde's getting better known. That's been steady progress for him. But over the last 3 polls, his net favorability has gotten a bit worse. More people are becoming unfavorable to him. He's not matching that with more people coming favorable to him. So a little slippage for him on the net favorability, but more people getting to know him. And of course, it's been in the shadow of the presidency for the last 2 months, or at least since the debate. That race, I expect, will really heat up after the Democratic convention and as we get into the fall.
Trump got a little bit of a bump out of the RNC.
He did, up 3 points in favorability, up a point or 2 in retrospective job evaluation of how he did as president. So he did get a little bump, but of course, that got overshadowed by Biden dropping out and Harris entering the race.
So no big surprises? No big surprises? Or is this
I think the recovery of enthusiasm really is the biggest, most important thing. Whether you think that's surprising or not, it has brought the two parties to equality on that, where Republicans had a big lead all year.
And when is your next poll?
After the DNC, we'll be out in early September.
Okay, great. We will see you soon then.
Okay,
thanks, Charles.
Well, let's check the favorability of the forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington.
I think it's quite favorable in multiple regards. I think people will favor these temperatures that we'll be seeing this evening, slipping down through the 60s, ending up in the low to mid 50s. You might actually want to shut the windows tonight. If you're someone like me, I like it cool in my place, so I'll leave the windows open. But some folks might want to shut those windows and maybe pull up an extra blanket as we carry on through the rest of the evening. Just look at how cold these temperatures, cool, it's not cold, but cool these temperatures are going to be. Friday and Saturday pushing nearly 10 degrees below normal. The average is right around 80 degrees, nowhere close to that. By the time we get to Sunday, we'll start to inch our way back up closer to normal at 77, but highly unlikely to have any complaints with those cool temperatures. We'll have gusty winds though too. Look at the wind gusts getting into the 20 to 30 mile per hour range as we go from Friday into Saturday behind this cold front that's coming through right now. So that will add an extra crispness, we'll say that, to the air Friday going on into Saturday. As that weather system moves further and further to the east, the winds slowly start to ramp their way down as we go later into Saturday. Beautiful weather by Sunday. Our temperatures then start to climb as we go Monday into Tuesday into Wednesday. Later next week, our temperatures go back up to where they should be for this time of year, both by day and by night. And with those warmer and slightly more humid temperatures, we're going to have those rain chances return to southern Wisconsin. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Kamala Harris has taken on gang members to get justice for victims, taken on big banks to pay back people they ripped off, taken on drug companies to cap insulin at $35. Now she's running to take on greedy corporations who jack up prices to lower everyday costs for working families. They're spending millions on ads attacking her because she'd be a president who fights for you. FF PAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
A little help here? Oh, keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest until 2026.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
The Sun Prairie Sweet Corn Festival runs August 14th through the 18th. The famous 80 tons of steamed corn, rolled in butter and lightly salted, is served Saturday and Sunday only. Visit sunprairiecornfest.com for complete details and hotel discounts.
Joe Biden made Kamala Harris border czar to fix immigration. First, she ignored it.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point.
Then she just lied.
The border is secure.
10 million illegal immigrants. Migrant crime out of control. Fentanyl kills thousands.
We have a secure border.
Kamala Harris. Failed, weak, dangerously liberal.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
New at 5, why are so many daycares in Wisconsin shutting their doors? We'll dig into the reasons behind these closures and the uphill battle parents face finding quality child care. Then see how a Madison organization is stepping up to help pets in our community. That's coming up next.
Moving forward in your community, lending helping hands, spotlighting the people, telling the stories, warning you first. Your local news source for nearly 70 years. News 3 Now. Moving forward.
Well, take a look at this. People are getting their first public view of 2 giant pandas in California. Well, the pandas are named Yun Xuan and Jingbao, made their public debut today at the San Diego Zoo. The pair arrived from China earlier this summer, and they were sent to the U.S. as a sign of friendship. And they're the first giant pandas to enter the country in 2 decades. Well, welcome. They're thriving, I think. We'll be right back.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
I'm the proud son of a single mom.
My mom worked nights to provide for us.
My mom worked 80 hours a week.
But Eric Hovde thinks if you have a single mom, you're going to be poor or a drug addict?
That is a direct path to a life of poverty. It leads to higher drug rates.
That just shows Eric Hovde is ignorant.
Come on, I'm successful today because of my mom.
I learned my work ethic from my mom, my single mom.
What is wrong with this guy?
Champion's big window sale is back.
Do you have ugly, hard-to-open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2, Get 2 free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
My mental health was better, but uncontrollable movements called TD, tardive dyskinesia, started disrupting my day.
TD felt embarrassing. I felt like disconnecting. I asked my doctor about treating my TD and learned about Ingrezza.
Ingrezza is clinically proven for reducing TD. Most people saw results in just 2 weeks. People taking Ingrezza can stay on most mental health meds. Only #1 prescribed Ingrezza has simple dosing for TD. Always 1 pill once daily. Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden changes in mood, behaviors, feelings, or have thoughts of suicide. Don't take Ingrezza if you're allergic to its ingredients. Ingrezza may cause serious side effects including angioedema, potential heart rhythm problems, and abnormal movements. Report fevers, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these may be life-threatening. Sleepiness is the most common side effect.
Take control by asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
I'm Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council. America needs a commander-in-chief who's tough on illegal immigration. Kamala Harris fails that test.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals. That's correct. That is correct.
Kamala was Biden's border czar. She supported sanctuary cities and taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. And she created the worst border crisis in American history. Kamala Harris is dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Brady is in the newsroom with what to expect coming up. Brady?
Live at 4, Will Loper has recommendations on what to stream this weekend, including Matt Damon in The Instigators. And next at 5, today's court developments for a man who attacked a Shorewood Hills woman who is a senior citizen and disabled. Well, thanks for joining Live at 4 today. We hope to see you back here tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right after this.